everybody. We thank God for all of you tuning back in with us on tonight. On a Friday night. On a Friday night. And can y'all believe I'm on here with y'all tonight? I'm on here. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Be glad in it. I am totally honored that you all will come in on a Friday night to rock with me for a little bit. We're gonna talk and just really deal with some heart matters as we always do. God has really dealt with me. It actually started this morning, started last night, and then through the night I heard God really talk and share some things, and then I wanted to put it to paper. Y'all normally know I normally type kind of my stuff and then kind of just talk to you all. However, got a lot of written notes here. Early today, you got to go back and you got to watch part 1 to what triggers you. This is going to be part 2. And tomorrow, I'll come back in and I'll wrap everything up. What triggers you? This morning, I talked about emotional triggers and kind of what happened when you were triggered, something where you felt excluded, triggered something. When you felt powerless, it triggered something. When you felt like you were being unheard, it triggered an emotion. When you felt like you were being scolded, it triggered an emotion. When you felt like you were being judged, it triggered an emotion. And I said when you felt blamed. That's where I kind of left off at. You got to go back and watch this morning's video to kind of understand that, to kind of get some points there and critical keys. I talked a little bit about decluttering this morning, and then I gave a decree this morning, and my phone has blown up about it. I made a decree, and it went like this: "Hello, stalkers. I'm still fabulous. Thanks for checking on me." That's what I said this morning, and even my own children was like, that was good. But I talked about decluttering, and I talked about Control Alt Delete. And I remember this morning I said you need to hit that button to reset. So those of you that, if you have not heard about it, let me do it for public record. When we're done, we will put the flyer up about our conference in October. If you have not registered, you think about coming, it's just not for Kingdom Empowerment. It's for any leader around the world, any laity person around the world. We're going to be giving critical points and keys and principles during the day session. We're going to have some church. We're going to have baptism. We're going to have a special women's service, a special men's service, recommittal. We're going to take communion on Friday night. It's just going to be an amazing time. God's going to do some stuff. I got people all around the country coming. I even got people on the outside of this country that's going to be coming, and I thank God for that. So I talked about Control Alt Delete, so we'll make sure that flyer is in the group, all right? But I said control yourself, alter your thinking, and delete negativity. And that's how you'll be able to continue with life. I'm doing that, and that's something that I kept hitting my head about. There were things that I kept failing in. And then finally, I had to realize I got to learn how to control myself. I got to alter my thinking, and I got to delete negativity. And now that I've done that, there are things that would normally bother me that no longer bothers me. And it works better for me. I think people may not like my finality. A lot of people don't like my finality. They don't like my conclusion. They think it's very escalated, but it works for the sake of the kingdom. So I'm learning how to control myself. I'm learning how to alter my thinking, and I am destroying negativity. I think all of you all need to keep that in its proper perspective. So you might want to write that down. Make you a T-shirt. Matter of fact, I think Dr. Tracy Raper's on here. Can you make me a shirt with the images Control Alt Delete, and can you put on the shirt Control Yourself, Alter Your Thinking, Delete Negativity? Can you make that shirt for me? I want to try to put that out at the conference. All right. So let me give you some stuff. We're going to have a conversation, and then I'll kind of finish this tomorrow, okay? One of the next triggers that I've learned that what happens, that triggers an emotion, is one that we all need to agree with, called disrespect. Disrespect. When I think about disrespect, we cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known. So we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that offering, basically with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Love is not something that we give, or not even something sometimes that we get, but it is actually something that we nurture and we grow. I think love is also a connection that can only be cultivated between two people when it exists within one of them. Watch this. We can only love others as much as we love ourselves. You may want to write that down. You can only love somebody as much as you love yourself. This morning when I talked about a place of judgment, and you ever sat in the seat of judgment, the first person you ought to judge is the person that you look at in the mirror. Because that is the person who you have the greatest fight to deal with. So watch this. Shame, blame, disrespect, betrayal, and the withholding of affection will only damage the root from which love actually grows. So love can only survive these injuries if they're ever acknowledged and they're healed. Let me help you real quick. For those of you that think the silent treatment is hurting somebody, doing the stupid with all the theatrics and all of that kind of stuff, you're disrespecting the other person. So hear me. Staying silent is like slowing growing cancer to the soul. And your silence is really a trait of you being a true coward. There is nothing intelligent about not standing up for yourself. But let me help you. You're not going to win every battle. However, everyone will at least know what you stood for. And sometimes you got to know how to open your mouth and say some stuff. Sometimes running your mouth going to get you in trouble. Sometimes you telling the truth going to make other people uncomfortable. So when I look at a person, I see a person, not a rank, not a class, not a title, but as a human being that has feelings and have emotions. I want to speak something over your life, and I pray that you'll receive it. You are evidence of your mother's strength, especially if you've ever been a rebellious knucklehead. And regardless, you got to learn how to maintain your sanity. Y'all ain't ready for me. When someone you love makes compassion, kindness, forgiveness, respect, and God an option, you can be sure they have made you an option as well. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me. If you choose to disrespect me, I will not give you permission to hurt my spirit. Did y'all hear what I just said? There should be actually little gap between you and friendships. And sometimes you're missing true companionship because you think it's okay to disrespect people. You think with friendships, it's okay for you to do something. One thing you should never do is disrespect people that you claim to love. Because hear me, if this is what you're showing me and you call this love, I'll hate to see what your hate looks like. And let me help you real quick. You may want to write this down. Those who disrespect you with their mouth don't deserve your ear. Those who disrespect you with their mouth, they don't deserve your ear. And the characteristics of a healthy boundary should include self-respect. It should include non-tolerance of abuse or disrespect. Responsibility for exploring and nurturing personal potential. Because let me help you. Real relationship is a two-way communication of wants, needs, and feelings. It should also have the expectation of reciprocity. where it is reciprocal and you're sharing responsibility and power. And all this that I'm talking about in this word, it is a trigger somewhere. So in other words, you cannot respect someone but disrespect their time. And we have too many people who disrespect people's time. Disagreement is one thing. Disrespect is altogether different. You hear what I just said? It's all right to disagree. There are going to be people who are going to disagree with you. I'm telling you right now, there are people in my immediate space, and 95% of the time, we don't agree on a whole lot of stuff. But hear me, disrespect is quite different. Because I don't agree with you, that don't give you the right to disrespect my manhood. It doesn't give you the right to disrespect my office. It doesn't give, and the problem with a lot of us is we're so busy. We meet people in one way, but then when we come across another way, we forget about the true fact of how we met. And it is important that you show respect. If you really want to rub me the wrong way, disrespect me. Brothers who are watching, it's not by insulting people that we teach them. If you want to feel disrespected by her, don't respect their feelings. Hear what I just said? Come on, let's talk. Let's talk. What I'm learning now, here's what I'm learning. Here's what I'm learning. I'm learning now not to take everything so personal. I don't condone disrespect. Did you hear what I just said? I'm just learning to accept things sometimes the way that they are. I get in trouble for this statement, but it's the truth. If I keep asking for something and I don't get it, I will lower my expectation because you're not willing to meet that metric. And I would rather do that than to be disrespected. Watch this here. If you want to respect her, do not disrespect their feelings. That goes vice versa. Sister, if you want that brother's respect, don't disrespect his feelings. Come on, talk to me. And God, this morning, began to really deal with me. And he said, disrespect triggers an emotion. If I'm talking back right, talk back to me. I want to tell every person that's watching me right now, you deserve respect and you deserve appreciation. A person who doesn't have respect for themselves will more than likely not give no respect to you. You have not set an example for yourself by allowing the spirit of stupidity to reign over your life with people who disrespect you. Y'all ain't listening. Let me help you real quick. It is better to be alone and keep your dignity than to be in a relationship where you are always sacrificing your self-respect. Let me get that to y'all one more time. Somebody put that up for me and tag my name on my page, please. It is better to be alone and keep your dignity than to be in a relationship where you always sacrifice your self-respect. Some people right now have lowered their standards. You are dating down, dummying up just to have company. You are in a relationship of one. You are good for business, but you're not good for relationship. You need to stop. You need to stop lowering your standards. I would rather it be a Netflix night than to be cuddled up with somebody who think that they can talk down to me. No woman or no man deserves to be disrespected. They do not deserve to be called a bunch of slut buckets and a bunch of runners. Y'all ain't talking to me. They don't need to be assaulted. They don't need to be insulted. She ain't a hooker. Y'all ain't talking to me. He ain't a bust down. Y'all ain't listening to me. The problem with a lot of us is it is a wonderful thing to rather be liked by a stranger who will have a better respect for me than someone who claims to love me and want to walk with me, but when they mad at me that they can call me every name and talk me up under my pants and dress. Y'all ain't listening. And the problem with a lot of us is today, this is creepy. Because we try to do good, but evil's always around us. Come on, let's get it. Some of you right now are too familiar with people who allow themselves to do whatever they want to do, and you allow it to happen. Put this down. Never tolerate disrespect or betrayal. I hope y'all ready. So what is the difference between disrespect and despise? Here we go. Y'all ready? What is the disrespect? What is the difference between disrespect and despise? Disrespect means one shows lack of respect. And despise means one becomes an adversary. Hope y'all listening. Can I give you one more? Playing victim to situations that you can walk away from is disrespectful to the people who face positions where they cannot. That's why you got to have some self-respect. Self-respect, by definition, is a confidence and pride in knowing that your behavior should be honorable and dignified. Therefore, when you have to harass and vilify another person, you not only are disrespecting them, but you're also disrespecting yourself. Let me help you. Respect yourself by respecting other people. Let me give you one even better. Even if I don't respect them, I'm going to respect their office. Disrespect for life is a direct reflection of violating the laws of the kingdom. Let me leave y'all alone. I'm going to leave y'all alone, okay? Let me get off of this. That's a trigger. Now, y'all talk to me. If you ever felt disrespected, did it or did it not trigger something in your life? Say true or false. Blink once for yes, blink two for no. Another one that I got that triggers an emotion. Maybe this is more so for women, even if men won't talk back to me on this one. Where you have felt a lack of affection. Where you have felt a lack of affection. That can bring a trigger. So, this is what you need to be honest with yourself and say. I wasn't actually in love, but I felt a sort of tender curiosity. So had you not intended to love that person, you would not have tried to find something that has always been in you that you have not yet tapped into. Yeah. It's impossible to love somebody else when you're not in tune with your own self. I grew up, and I can tell y'all this. Y'all know me. I don't care about what I say. I grew up with lack of affection. What do you mean? My mother, God bless her soul, I love my mother immensely. My mother was not a very affectionate person. We were not the hugging type of people. So in terms of emotional comfort, it was our belief that no amount of physical contact could match the healing powers of sometimes what my brothers had. They had to have a drink. I had to go run to other people when the one that should have taught me love did not. So that's why I had a wild lifestyle. That's why I knew how to go to Ronnie and Tricks. That's how I knew how to go to Diamond. That's how I knew how to, come on, talk to me here. We family, we can talk. And the problem is I had to go run to other people, and the main woman that should have gave it to me did not. So it gave me a down spiral from a very, 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 very young age. So I thought that was normal. So my life ended up at Flirty Girls, or ended up at the Players Club, or ended up at the Larry Flynn, or landed up at the Onyx, or landing in certain places that I should not have been, because I had lack of affection. I tell the story all around the world. I didn't know what real love was until my son was born 22 years ago. Because what I thought was love was me being coddled and catwalking for money. See, y'all ain't ready for me. That's why the numbers are going to drop, because you don't like to be honest. And some of y'all done did some strange things for some change too. Don't play me. So I had lost the lack of affection because I just knew that that's what it was. It was not someone. It was very difficult for me to hear the words "I love you," because everybody that said they loved me left. When people said they loved me, there was a string attached to it. See, if you cannot love a person in spite of, and you only love them because of, you're not really in love. That's not real authentic love. That is not real truth. Y'all ain't listening. So the issue is that sometimes you don't even understand. Hear me. I never wanted a committed relationship. I always wanted to date people. So watch this here. Here's what I found out. That there were three probabilities, or even three parts to a date. Okay? Where at least two of these three things have got to be offered. Here it is. Entertainment, food, and affection. Come on, girlfriend, talk to me. You want to make sure that there's some food, some affection, and some type of entertainment. All right? So watch this here. It is very customary to begin a series of dates with a great deal of entertainment and a moderate amount of food, because you want to eat. There's an article on Facebook right now that talks about that at least 70% of women will go out on a date even if there's not any emotional attachment, just for the food purposes. All right? And then we will admit to somewhere down the line if there is a suggestion of affection. So the amount of the affection increases, the amount of entertainment can then be reduced proportionally. Y'all ain't listening. So when the affection is the entertainment, we no longer call it dating. And there's no more no food, nowhere, once we have conquered what it is we want to conquer, male or female. And when a man, watch this here, when a man have a different display of what affection is, whether it's verbal or not, he will get disgusted when we are not being treated as the king that he is. I teach women all around the world, your man wants affirmation, just like you want security. Love, what I'm finding out, even in affection, love is made of three unconditional properties in equal measure. Y'all ready for them? 1, acceptance. 2, understanding. 3, appreciation. If you remove any one of them three, the triangle fails. Y'all ain't listening. Which, by the way, is something highly inadvisable. You're going to have to learn how to hear what I'm trying to tell you. Do you really want to live in a world where you're only in a 2-dimension? Love of the triangle will keep some of your love whole. That's why when I say I do, it has to be me, her, and God. It can't just be me and her, because if I listen to her, I'm going to hell. Y'all ain't listening. If she listen to me, she going to hell. But somewhere along the line, we got to have a 3-strand cord. Read your Bible in Ecclesiastes. They say 2 is better than 1. You go to the next chapter, they say 3 is better than 2. So God has got to be the central cornerstone of your relationship. Even not take marriage out. Friendships, business, ministry. Because some of us right now, if equal affection cannot be, let the more loving one be me. Are y'all listening to me? And the problem is that we are not the right people who can touch each other carelessly. Every point of contact between a man and a woman must feel important. It should be a rush of energy, and it should be a place of relief. Girlfriend, let me help you real quick. Brother, let me help you real quick. You need to be the stress reliever, not the cause of the stress. Did y'all hear what I just said? So we got to be at a place where we understand that. We got to be at a place where we are true to ourselves. Until thy own self be true. I'm telling you the truth. True love is not hide and seek. In true love, both lovers got to see each other. And there got to be a place of affection. There's got to be a place of affection. You got to know how to do. Brother, you got to be the romanticist. Did you hear what I said? So you got to know, man. I can stay here all day with y'all. I know y'all ain't ready for me. I know y'all ain't ready for me. Let me say this to you. There is nothing like wounded affection. There's nothing like wounded affection. Let me say that one more time. There's nothing like wounded affection. Somebody better catch me in the spirit. Because if she's delicate, if she's delicate. So in other words, it's like people who throw kisses are lazy. Did you hear what I just said? Intelligence and education that has not been tempted by human affection is not worth anything. Y'all ain't listening. So the lack of affection. Lack of affection. So watch this here. And when you deal with lack of affection, here's what you do. You start playing the victim role. The manipulator, him or her, will act as a victim of circumstance of someone's behavior in order to gain some pity, some sympathy, and then they want to evoke compassion so they can get something from the other person. Caring people cannot stand to see anybody suffer. And a manipulator also finds it an easy way to play sympathy to get some cooperation. Me and my son was talking the other day, and he said sometimes a sister will use what she got to get what she want because she think the power lies. Y'all ain't listening. So she'll play the sympathy role when theoretically she's being the manipulator. Vice versa. Because I want you to think we chauvinistic. I got in trouble one time, and, I was having a conversation. It looked like I was being manipulative toward the situation, and I wasn't. But watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. I'm going to give you some advice to help you in your relationships. The more attention that you give to the one that you love, the less affectionate they'll go out the door trying to seek from somebody else. Baby girl, let me help you real quick. Your love ought to suffocate him. My man, your love ought to suffocate her. See, real love is not you always trying to go to a hotel. Sometimes real love could be that you sit in the back of your GMC truck and go get you 2 89-cent candles from Walgreens and go buy a between me and you card and go get some Chinese food and put out a blanket. Y'all ain't talking to me. See, that's real love right there. Some of you right now spend hundreds of dollars and you don't even know where your money went when all you got to spend is some filet mignon. Y'all ain't talking to me real quick. I'm sorry, some shrimp fried rice. There we go. Some shrimp fried rice. Amen. And making a blockbuster night. Y'all ain't talking to me. But the problem is, your love don't suffocate nobody because there's a whole bunch of air between you and them. Let me get up off this point. Y'all ain't liking this point. I'm going to move on. Tomorrow I'll talk about it. Tomorrow I'll deal with another point. All right, so y'all got it? So number one, I said lack of disrespect will cause a trigger. Lack of affection. So being disrespected will cause one. Lack of affection causes one. All right? Here's another trigger that happened. Where you felt like you couldn't speak up. Speak out. Where you couldn't speak out. When a man gives his opinion, he's a man. When a woman gives her opinion, she everything up under the sun. Girlfriend, if I'm talking right, I dare you clap right there. The most courageous act is still to think for yourself. The moment you let somebody speak and think for you, you just lost your human rights. You ain't got to agree with me, but I'm still going to say my point. And watch this here. My silence speaks volumes. I can let you talk and let you be right and let you talk yourself right up out of your destiny. Talk yourself right up out of your purpose. Talk yourself right up out of your relationship. Talk yourself right up out of whatever you got going on with the person who you think love you. Because then they're going to start playing a soundtrack for you saying, my body's here, with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. Y'all quiet. Somewhere in your life, let me help you. And this is where I got to get real with you right here. Sometimes your silence is not protecting you. Sometimes your silence will not protect you. But for every real word spoken, for every attempt, you got to know how to speak some truths to what it is that you're seeking. And I have made contact with other people while we examine the words to fit. And we got to learn sometimes how to bridge our differences. Let me help you. This is not slavery. Not to speak one's thoughts. Speak your thought. That's why I got this saying. If you want to ask me my opinion, I'm going to say, you want me to comment or you want me to speak? You want me to comment? You want me to speak? Because see, if I comment, then I'll tell you what you want to hear. But if I can speak, I can be Robbie Chappelle Peters. And watch this here. A choir is made up of many voices, yours and mine. And if one by all go silent, then we all will be left, and we are nothing but soloists. Don't let a loud few determine the nature of your sound. Hey, God. Because if you're not careful, you're going to start making poor harmony, and you're going to diminish the song in the place that it's supposed to be to bring potency and belief and power and conviction to minister to the brokenhearted. Y'all ain't ready. So what am I saying? I'm not anxious to be the loudest voice anymore. I'm not anxious to be the most powerful. What I would like to think is that my words can bring peace at a very crucial moment. I heard one of the greatest compliments today that I have not heard in a while. Today, I was talking to one of my mentees, and they said, Robbie, Robbie, you are an effective voice for the voiceless. I was talking to Apostle White over there on the East Coast, and there's an apostle that I'm connecting with. And speaking to her today, she gave me a great word of encouragement. She says that you are a voice for effective hope of the hopeless. And I began to sit back and I began to say, why is it that strangers can see something and the people that walk with me don't see anything? Because watch this here. To say nothing is saying something. Let me help y'all real quick about number 45. Number 45 got in office because you had 45% of the African American population that said, I'm not going to vote. You not voting was a vote. And for the second time in history, the one who had the most popular vote didn't get in office. You want to know why? Because the people who didn't vote actually voted. Because to say nothing is actually saying something. You might want to write that down. And you must denounce things that you are against. Because if you don't, you're going to allow yourself to speak a truth without you opening your mouth. I work in the school system, and bullying is a silent killer. When God began to minister to me today, this morning, he said two things to me. He said, Robbie, to act on your speaking out will make you be alone. So I'm on the island of Patmos. There are no new pains. And the greatest talent that one can have is to speak when other folks telling you to be quiet. While I'm yet talking to you, God just gave me something. He said, do not be silent. There is no limit to the power that's going to be released through you. I hear you, Holy Spirit. Oh, I hear you. I hear you real clear. I hear you real clear tonight. Sure do. So let me ask you a question. And I promise I'm going to move because I only got 3 more after this. I'm only giving you 6. Tomorrow, I'll give you a little bit more. I have more energy tomorrow. So let me ask you this. Because this is what happens when you get in trouble for opening your mouth. What are the consequences when we go against our instincts? Because you can say all day long, I'm going to be quiet, I'm going to be quiet, I'm going to be quiet. They say something to trigger it, you snap, crackle, and pop. So what are the consequences of not speaking out? What are the consequences of your guilt, your shame, and your doubt? So choosing with integrity means finding ways to speak up that honor your reality, the reality of others, and your willingness to meet in the center of the large field. Oh yeah, it's real hard. It's real hard sometimes to contain your mouth. It's real hard to not speak once when you should be thinking twice before you open your mouth, because this is going to get you in trouble. I know for a fact, I'm gonna lift both my hands. Makes me want to holler, throw up both my. I know when I say something, they're going to snap out. Guess what? When I'm mad and you done trigger something, I don't care how mad you are. I'm going to get my point across and I'm going to get you like a fool in the street. Let me give you this. You ready for it? Here it is. Speak up and speak clearly. I hear you, Holy Ghost. Speak up and speak clearly. I want to hear what you got to say. That's why I'm quiet. But hear me. Let's listen to each other. Don't talk, but don't want to hear. I got a problem with somebody who wants to call you and dump all their junk on you. And then when you want to talk, they say, I'll give you a few minutes. What do you mean you're going to give me a few minutes? I give you 19 minutes to give your monologue. You're going to sit up here and listen to me. And the moment you hang up, the moment that you just disconnected yourself from the integrity of respect, where now you have no character, you have no integrity, you have no morals, and it lets me know what kind of person you really are. Let's listen to each other and let's respect each other's opinion, even if we don't agree. Yes, we're going to be different, but watch this here. Wisdom allows us to be responsible for our own feelings and for our own actions. Let me hear your voice so I can create an expectancy in the room to measure your temperature on what I'm getting ready to say to you. What Robbie started doing in his life, I write to say what I cannot speak. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you for checking me right there. I write to say what I can't speak. And watch this here. Maturity is when you don't use your platform to go at somebody that you need to get in private. Let me help you let me clear the air for any of you that's watching my videos, any of you that think that I had to come throw shade at you, any of you that think that I'm talking about you with a post. Let me tell you something. I got 2 pages with 5,000 people on it. I have on one page 800 some people that's trying to be my friend. On the other one, I got over 1,000 people trying to be on my page. I have several fan pages. I have several group pages. I don't have time to chin check you through my social media. Now, if it quack like a duck and it look like a duck and if the shoe fit, you wear it. But I ain't got time. I'll get you. I'll call your phone. And if you're mad, call my phone. I'm going to answer on purpose because I'm not that kid that's not going to answer when you call. No, I'm going to answer it on purpose because you think I won't answer. And we can deal with it. We can address it. We can go and deal with it. See, I will deal with you privately the same way I'll deal with you in public. That's who I am. And yes, I love Jesus. I speak in tongues. I lay hands and all of that. But hear me. Sometimes you got to write it out. Some of you right now, you need to check somebody right now. Type all that out. Type all that. You impersonal anyway, so send all that through a text. You won't talk to them on the phone, but you'll send them a text of what you really feel. No, get on the phone and talk. You too old to be 9. And God is saying at the end, it was the secrets that held you hostage. It has fueled your depression. And right now, some of you are emancipated. And you dealing with your fear, your guilt, your shame, and your judgment because you didn't deal with the hurt 19 boyfriends ago. So the one that's in your face now, your Isaac, not your Boaz, you're making him pay punishment for what the last one or the last 19 did not fix. Y'all ain't talking. And what God has called you to call out is a peace in a tense situation. Y'all ain't liking me tonight. Y'all ready for this? You will find your own message in your mess. Did you hear what I just said? Write this down. Here's a post Sometimes truth cannot be silenced. And silence is one of the failures with us today. It has given us a great injustice. It has made us great intolerances because we think we're supposed to stay silent. Can you write this down? What good are words if nobody believes them? Your voice could go where your feet cannot go. You are entitled to stand. You're entitled to speak. But hear me. Stop speaking only when you're being provoked. I like a strong woman. I do. I like a strong woman. I don't want nobody who I can run over. You let me, I'm telling you right now, I run all up the front of you and down the back of you. But your voice may not be loud today or heard today. But if you're standing on your feet, your voice will carry you places where you don't know. That's why you got certain platforms that you can launch off of to do certain things with. Boy, y'all ain't liking me tonight. Boy, some of y'all getting real quiet tonight. Y'all getting quiet now. So let's talk about the next one. A trigger. You ready for the next one? Here it is. Loneliness. It causes a trigger. Loneliness. It will cause a trigger. I'm a loner. I can be in a room with 1,000 people. I can be in a room with 1,000 people and still feel like I'm by myself. If you meet a loner, no matter what they tell you, it is not because they enjoy solitude. Thank you for deliverance, Jesus. It's because they have tried to blend into a world before and people continue to disappoint them. Did you hear what I just said? Being in this place in my life, the loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart. And all you can do is stand there and watch them. The time you felt lonely is the time you needed most not to be by yourself. Sometimes you'll mess around and you'll cause greater agony to your life. Because the worst part of holding the memories is not the pain. It is the loneliness of it. You know, my greatest release is when I can tell you what I've been through. When I can tell you how I've been hurt, how I've been going through this, how I went through that, and how I had to deal with this and how I had to deal with that. And how, I ain't got a problem telling you. Because all I ever wanted was to reach out and let another human being know, not with my hands, but with my heart. And so many times, people like their solitude, and watch this here, solitude is fine, but you need somebody to tell the solitude that it's all right. I love that. I can get in my car, and I can go ride, I can play my music, and I ain't got a care in the world. But sooner or later, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Y'all quiet. When I get lonely feelings, I get around people and I make sure that they know how to talk me out of that place. When I have that feeling, I know how to be poured back into to get what it is that I need to be able to flow the way I need to flow. The trouble is not that I'm single. No. The trouble is that if I say that I'm lonely and I want to stay that way. Loneliness is a humanistic condition that we have cultivated. We have allowed ourselves to go through different tunnels, and we've allowed that room to grow within our own capacity of our soul. So hear me. Some people, they never want to outgrow their loneliness. And they never hope to find people that will help them understand that you're supposed to get that place filled. I think it was Mother Teresa I think it was Mother Teresa that said, the most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. Yeah. Let me help you real quick. Sex, intimacy is the constellation that you have when you can't have love the way you want to have it. So you'd rather have a feeling. Y'all ain't talking. Let's move on. Yeah. So I'm trying to move. What is hell? Hell is oneself. Hell is alone. The others try to figure it out. Loneliness will not add to the beauty of your life. See, here's my problem. That's why I'm a loner. Watch this here. I was always holding on to people, and they were the ones that always left. Have y'all ever been in a place where you let your guard down and then you wish you never did? Girlfriend, let me help you. If a man cannot understand the beauty of life, it is probably because life never understood the beauty in him. Vice versa. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Okay? The loneliness you feel with another person, the wrong person, it would be the loneliest feeling of all. Yeah. 2 more and I'm out of here. So I said tonight, earlier, let's go back to earlier. Feeling excluded, feeling powerless, feeling unheard, being scolded, being judged, being blamed. Okay? Now I said being disrespected, the lack of affection, where you could not speak up, and lonely, right? Here's the next one. This triggers an emotion. When you feel ignored. If I'm talking to somebody, clap back and say, you talking to me, preacher. You hate being ignored. It would be easy, too easy, to say that I feel invisible. So I feel painfully visible and entirely ignored. There's always going to be somebody. Watch this here. There will always be somebody willing to hurt you, to put you down, to gossip about you, belittle your accomplishments, and judge you for the most part. We all got to face it. But when you realize that God is really the best friend, He stands beside you when one casts stones, they're never afraid, they feel worthless, and never alone, you then will move away from the place where you feel like that you are being ignored. The only person that really deserves a special place in your life is someone that really never made you feel like that you was an option. If you're not a priority, get away from them. Accomplishments does not erase shame, hatred. It doesn't erase cruelty. It doesn't erase silence. It doesn't erase ignorance or discrimination or low self-esteem or immortality. What ends up happening is it really covers it up. And it brings, if you're not careful, if you get caught in your own hype of your own supply, it will give you a creative version of pride and ego. So watch this here. Forgiving yourself, forgiving others, compassion, repentance, and living with dignity will ever erase the past. Let me give you a truth moment for a minute, if you don't mind. Time does not heal all wounds. Distance can lessen the sting of it. And sometimes we go through a lot of trials in our life, and then a miracle will happen some kind of way. God will heal you. So don't be disheartened when people don't tell you that they love you. You know. Some of you right now, you got Pharisees in your life, and that's why they're laughing at you. See, the Pharisees, they'll deny what happened. They will mock your experiences, and they'll try to make you feel like that you don't possess it. Watch this here. God will not deny your spiritual experience because He won't do it because you don't walk in the upper echelon with other people. The hardest part of letting go is really uncertainty. It is really uncertainty. Amen. It's really uncertainty. Let me give you this last one for the night, okay? Here's the last one for the night. Here's my last one for the night. So I said disrespected, lack of affection, where you won't speak up, where you're lonely, you're ignored. Here's my last one. This triggers an emotion when you cannot be honest. When you cannot be honest. Let me speak a word over your life, and I gotta go. You need to learn how to be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Write that down. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. People are going to be illogical. You got to love them anyway. If you do good, you got to do good anyway. If you're successful, you got to be, you got to succeed. Remember that wherever your heart is, that's where you will find your treasure. Okay? If you don't tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. Let me tell you this, brothers, don't get mad at me, but I got to be honest. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than to face it. Did y'all hear what I say? Here's the problem. I'm about to get in trouble. Don't bend and don't water it down. Don't try to make it logical. Don't edit your own soul according to the fashion of it. Follow your most intense obsession mercifully. Tell them. It is better to offer no excuse than to give a bad one. Stop lying to your soul. Stop lying. Because the real things ain't going to change because you ain't honest. All you're doing is making it worse. It was Gandhi that said to believe in something and not live it is actually being dishonest. We all are travelers in the wilderness. We all are travelers. And honesty is the first chapter of the book called Wisdom. I hear you now, Holy Spirit. Boy, I can run on and see what the end going to be now. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Stop lying to yourself. You got to be honest about what you want. You got to be honest in your risk taking. Than to live a lie that you are lying to yourself and you keep making excuses to stay in your comfort zone. Some of y'all right now, you wearing a mask. And you done forgot what you look like beneath the mask. I could throw a whole bunch of shade right here. Here go one. Girlfriend, stop wearing the foundation if you ain't willing to deal with the pimples. Y'all ain't ready. And some of that funeral makeup you wear don't fit your face. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Go sit down with a consultant that can help you. Because you may be wearing the wrong stuff. Y'all ain't listening. Be honest with yourself. I'm honest with me. I'm honest with me. I'm honest with me. A couple of years ago, I was wearing, just last year, I was wearing a 50 long, which is a 52 regular suit jacket. I was still having suits in here in a size 46 long. I wasn't getting back into that. I had to be honest with myself. I had to get rid of it. Now I can wear a 46 long. I wish I didn't give those suits away. But if I didn't like something, I had to check. And I had to be honest with myself and say, boy, you out of breath. I'm getting out of breath at the wrong time. Y'all ain't talking to me. Nothing in this world is harder than speaking the truth. You know why? Because a lot of people love flattery. Share your weakness. When you share your weakness, it is to make yourself vulnerable. To make yourself vulnerable is showing your strength. Admit some stuff. Anything is better than lies and deceit. And if you got certain people, they're going to find out anyway. They're going to find out. You got to learn how to live your life with some integrity, and your character got to learn how to match up with it. You know what I found out? Here's my truth. I had to be honest with myself. Everybody's not around Robbie Peters because of the God on his life. Everybody don't love Robbie Peters because he authentically loves them. I had to realize that I'm in a relationship of one with a lot of people. And you know what I'm doing? The same thing I told folks this morning. I'm letting you have the name Saul. Come on, talk to me, Apostle Jill. You remember Saul was fired by God, and God still let him keep his name. But his name had no power. Don't worry about it. God began to talk to me. And he talks to me early in the morning. That's why I say early in the morning shall I seek him. It takes truth, it takes strength, and it takes courage to admit the truth. Seldom, very seldom, does complete truth ever lie in human disclosures. I'm going to close all that right there. I took 55 minutes to be a one-point preacher. I got 3 minutes to go. You ready for this point? Because everybody about to be mad and get off now. Never hide things from hardcore thinkers. You can never expect somebody to give you all the truth and you won't give no truth. Don't expect to know every blow, step, syllable, consonant, and vowel, and you won't even open the book to read a sentence. Because whatever you won't tell, it's going to come back up and it's going to be found out. Hear what I just said? You ask me what forces me to speak. You want to know what that is? My conscience. God said tonight, this part 2. Tomorrow I will finish it up. I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to give you 10 of them tomorrow. I don't have not one part. All I did was write the words down. So I can only do as Jesus give it to me. I knew I can do these tonight. Honest people don't hide their deeds. They don't hide their feelings, and they don't hide their truth. God is getting ready to do something with y'all. I'm telling you. Integrity is telling myself the truth. And honesty is telling the truth to other people. God, I thank you. It's better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. I got to quit, y'all. I got to go. I always got one child that always want to talk about how many clothes I have. I would throw some shade at you, but, you know, when I go on here and I start, you know, being funny with people, they get sensitive, so I don't want to do that. Let me end with this. Can you honestly love a dishonest thing? That's your question for tonight. I want you to write it on Facebook. Can you honestly love a dishonest thing? Can you honestly love a dishonest thing? Can y'all write that down? Can you honestly love a dishonest thing? Boy, I'm telling you, God can talk, boy. He can talk. I gotta go. I hope I helped y'all tonight. You might want to tag somebody's name in this video that they'll go back and watch this video. Send it to somebody. Encourage somebody to watch it. All I'm doing is talking about triggers of our emotions. It's a hardcore lesson to hear. It's a truth that we may not want to accept. But I dare you listen to it. I dare you go back and let it minister to your spirit. I promise you. Part 1 and part 2, there should be some real massive deliverance and some place where it causes you to take change, to move in a greater place of life, or where he's calls for you to do. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow I will come on. Tomorrow I'll come on. All right, I'll come on. I'll try to come on early. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Have an amazing evening.